Ask Yuri. You've got a health and fitness question? I've got an answer.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Ask Yuri. I'm answering a question from Reza today, who would like to know what are the differences between the different types of intermittent fasting diets out there, like lean gains, eat stop eats, and some other ones. I believe warrior diet was mentioned in there. And he would appreciate a video response. So here you go. I'm giving you a video response, Reza, because I believe this question is valuable enough to create a video for it. Because a lot of people want to know about this, and a lot of people should know about intermittent fasting. However, I don't really know the differences between the different programs. I do know Eat Stop Eat is a tremendous program. It was put together by my good friend Brad Pilon, who this guy is awesome. If you have not checked out Eat Stop Eat, there's a link below this video to get a copy of it. It's one of the best and most scientifically validated approaches to fat loss that you'll come across. It's really, I mean, Brad is a real science geek, so he really does the research and he's always updating the program, and he lives the part. And here's the cool thing. Eat, Stop, Eat, and most intermittent, I mean, it doesn't really matter which program you follow. The whole principle is about eating less, and the easy way to do that is by using an intermittent fasting protocol, which basically means throughout the week, just do 1 day of no eating, okay? Very simple. In Eat, Stop, Eat, he talks about how the real benefits start to kick in at about 18 hours, so 18 hours in the fasted state, and he explains why that happens. And if you want to really understand the hormonal stuff in terms of like insulin response, growth hormone, epinephrine, what all that does, grab a copy of the program. It's really, really good. And it's really insightful to give you a better understanding of how your body works in a fasted state. Because your body does not burn fat when it's in a fed state. A fed state basically means you just had lunch and you're digesting, you're in a fed state, okay? So when that happens, your body is constantly producing insulin to store the nutrients, or specifically the sugar, that you've just consumed. So if you're constantly eating 5 or 6 times a day, like a lot of experts say is the way to do it, how are you supposed to be burning fat as opposed to storing it all the time? And that's why you're going to hear conflicting points of view. Well, if you want to boost your metabolism, well, you have to eat more often. Well, really, do you really have to do that? Or if you fast, you're going to, oh, you're not going to eat at all. Oh my God, your metabolism is going to be shut down. It's never going to work again. Really? Does it really work like that? No. If you think about historically how our bodies have evolved to adapt to our environment, when we were hunter and gatherers, do you think we had the luxury of calling ourselves vegan, raw, paleo, I'm on a low carb diet? No. This is all ridiculous nonsense nowadays. Back in the day, 10,000 years ago and earlier, it was all about, I see an animal there, I'm gonna go get some food. Or I see some plants, we're gonna kind of store up for dinner. And you know what? If it starts to snow, or if tomorrow we're in an area where there is no food, we don't eat, okay? So we have evolved to naturally go through periods of huge amounts of food intake, and then other periods where there's no food intake. So you go through these ebbs and flows. So to think that our bodies have evolved in 10,000 years, which they have not, to be able to eat 5 or 6 meals a day, every single day for the rest of your life is ludicrous. And it's a very, very easy way of creating more disease, okay? So many, and I talk about this extensively in several of the modules in Super Nutrition Academy, because it's very important to understand this stuff. Eating less expands your life. It leads to better health. It allows you to live longer. Why does that work? Well, there's some very specific things that happen at a cellular level to the length of your telomeres. Telomeres are like those little plastic casings on your shoelaces. That's what a telomere is at the end of your genes, your chromosomes. The shorter your telomeres are, the shorter your life. And you have to do things lifestyle-wise to increase the length of those telomeres if you want to live longer and if you want to live healthier. It just so happens that fasting, intermittent fasting, is one of the ways you can increase the length of your telomeres. And another way, which kind of goes hand in hand with intermittent fasting, is eating less. They've done studies on monkeys, mice, pretty much all animals, and those animals that have eaten about 30% fewer calories without even changing the quality of those calories tend to live about 30% longer. Okay, so the next time somebody says you need to eat 5 or 6 meals a day, I would highly question that. And then you might say, okay, Yuri, what if I've got blood sugar issues? Well, improve the quality of your foods first, get your blood sugar under control, and then you won't have to eat as much. So again, this is a very, very hotly debated topic, but again, I'm kind of getting off course here. To go back to Reza's question, intermittent fasting is highly, highly recommended. I do it on almost on a subconscious level, at least once a week, where I'm not really eating anything. Not because it's like, okay, today's intermittent fasting day. It's just because I don't feel like eating until mid-afternoon. That's just the way it works. I listen to my body, and I'd recommend you do the same. So people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, what constitutes breakfast? What if you wake up at 10 a.m.? Is that still breakfast? What if you eat at 5 a.m.? Is that still breakfast? What if you just have coffee? Is that considered breakfast? Well, according to some studies, it is. So there's a lot of confusion on this stuff. And again, you have to listen to your body to understand what works for you when you're hungry, when you're not. Having said that, I would recommend grabbing a copy of Eat Stop Eats. The link here is below the video. It's a phenomenal program, and it's such a simple thing to do, because even if you didn't change anything about your diet, but you just said one day out of the week, I'm not going to eat anything other than drink water, that's pretty much as simple as it is. And I mean, who can't do that, right? So thanks for the question, Reza. Hopefully that has answered it to some degree. And if you guys have any other questions or comments, or you just want to say, yo, Yuri, what's up? I love your stuff. Join me on Facebook. The URL is right here. And be sure to post something on my wall, not on my messages, because I get hundreds and thousands of messages in there that I'm never going to respond to. So just ask your question on the wall. I'll be sure to respond to it, and everyone else can benefit from it as well. Cool. So join me on Facebook now. I will see you in the next video, and have a great day.